Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, would like to acknowledge the members of the landowning unit who are here, Mataqali Navurevure, of course, the Deputy Chair of Housing Authority, the CEO, and all the other invited guests who are here present, including, of course, the contractors who are here on site. As the Deputy Chair highlighted, housing is a very critical component in any economy. And the availability of land and land lots that are developed well, that has connectivity to infrastructure, is critically important to ensure that people will feel confident enough to be able to invest in building their first home. As you know, government has a number of initiatives in respect of people building or buying their first home. So if anybody earns less than $50,000 a year and they're building their first home, and they go through a financial institution and they get approved, government actually gives a grant of $30,000 towards them building their first home. They earn more than $50,000 or less than $100,000, then the amount of money available is $20,000 to build their first home. The availability of lots such as this fits in very well with the government's plan to ensure that more people start owning their own homes. In Fiji, we've seen the rate of home ownership by individuals can be improved significantly. A lot of people tend to build their first home much later on in life as opposed to early on in life. So essentially this fits in perfectly with what we are trying to do. And also fits in perfectly with what we've been trying to also encourage i-Taukei landowners to make more land available so they actually get an income from it. Government also has an initiative, and there are people here, they have land available. They also should know that government has an initiative where we actually subdivide land for them. Should they agree to lease out their land and want to carry out a subdivision themselves, we can actually do the subdivision for them. There's about 8 projects on track, half of them about to be completed, where there'll be subdivided lots being available for sale. So this adds to the pool of land available for residential purposes. It also means that the landowners are getting more money for the land that maybe are lying idle, and they're getting income from that, so they become a lot more cash rich. So I'd like to thank the members of the landowning unit who are here, who have actually agreed to lease out their lands to Housing Authority. And Housing Authority then, of course, in turn issues the lease to those would-be people who will be applying for the lots. It is also critically important that I'd like to take this opportunity for people to understand that housing, we need to change our concept about housing. People can also start looking at homes through strata titling. That of course is a lot more inexpensive, and in that way a lot more people can start owning their own assets, and that's something that of course we'll be expanding on later on. So I'd like to thank everybody involved. We are informed that this subdivision should be completed fairly soon, at least by the end of the year. So, and we hope it can be done sooner rather than later. What is critically important for the contractors to know, and of course Housing Authority and their engineering team, that it's built to a very high standard. Once the roads are put in, we don't want them breaking up within 2 or 3 months. Once the drainage is put in, we don't want the drainage to be all leaking and crumbling within a few months or 6 months or even 1 year. We have, of course, the utility companies here, and government, as you know, has expanded a lot of funds in respect of Water Authority Fiji, EFL, etc. And in that way, when you have better connectivity, you increase the value of the land, so landowners get more money, but the value of the asset base for those who actually buy the lots will become significantly higher. Our goal, of course, is not only to develop lots for Housing Authority to only those people who are upper middle income earners, but also those who are in the lower income earners. So in that way, lots will be made available for them too, and it will be done through a transparent process. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. I'd like to thank the Deputy Chair for this opportunity, and the CEO and the rest of his team, and everybody else who's here. Please understand that all of you should work as a team with the contractors or the utility companies. So in that way, we'll be able to deliver a very good product, which will mean that we'll be able to fulfill the aspiration, indeed the dreams, of individuals who want to own their own home for the first time. Manaka.